What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 58 of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. My name is Blaze, and we're going to get into a couple of battles here real quick with the Pokemon Trading Card Game with my Dehydrated deck. What I want to talk about, though, is on your screen right here. This is a leak from Koro Comics that came out, I think, a couple days ago. But it shows off Rockruff's new evolution. So, Rockruff is a Pokemon. It was announced a little while ago. I think he's a Rock Normal type. I think. Pretty sure he is. But anyway, so he has a different evolution depending on what time of day he evolves. So kind of like Eevee with Umbreon and Espeon. I've also seen on there that he evolves, let's see, that he evolves depending on what game he's in. So while Cerebi says that if he evolves during the daytime, he'll have a midday form, which I think is the brown form that's on your screen. But if he evolves during the night, he takes on a midnight form, which is like the red and white form on the left side there. Very, very cool. We don't have much other information on that. This is still just kind of a leak. I'm sure there's some translations that could happen here that might give us some more details, but nothing else really just yet. I like that idea. I'm actually kind of wondering if there is, obviously there's a difference between Pokemon Sun and Moon, and they do take place 12 hours, one takes place 12 hours after the other one. So I wonder if there are certain areas, like I wonder if the day and night feature has been removed in favor of a more linear storyline that actually involves day and night progression as you cross into different areas. And maybe that's only for the first part of the game. Like, let's just use Pokemon Red and Blue as an example. If you go from Pallet Town into, let's say it's the morning in Pallet Town, so it's a morning time lighting effect, and then you cross into Route 1, where it still kind of remains the morning. You get up to Viridian City, and you grab Oak's Parcel, and you come back down through Route 1. What if the changing of the daylight effect kind of changes as you progress through the story rather than as time actually passes in real life? And maybe it's just through the first part of the game after you beat the Elite Four. Maybe everything becomes normal and actually has a normal progression of time. But that might explain how it could happen in Pokemon Moon, that you'd get one of the Rockruff evolutions, and then Pokemon Sun you'd get the other one. That, depending on when this Pokemon evolves or where it evolves, it would get a different evolution. It's not a solid theory. There's a lot of holes in this theory because, honestly, you could just travel back to a route where it was daylight and then evolve Rockruff there instead, or level him up so that he evolves there. I've heard rumors that this Pokemon actually will run away from you to evolve and then come back. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it's kind of a big rumor right now, is that he will actually leave your party for some time, and then he would come back to you once he evolved. So I don't know. That seems like a cooler theory, I think, than evolving during the day or the night. I think it'd actually be really cool if Rockruff, like if in order to evolve Rockruff you had to release it, put it in the PC and release it. And then, let's say 50 battles later, 50 wild Pokemon later, he would just show up again and then join your party as the evolved form. I think that'd be a really cool way to evolve this Pokemon. Rockruff and its evolutions, the name of this Pokemon, the Japanese name actually is let's see, Lugarugan. So, American name, not yet determined. And then, of course, Rockruff is a rock Pokemon. He's not normal type, just rock type. So, let's go ahead and get into a match. I'm also going to open up a couple of packs of cards too. So, that'll be pretty fun. We'll get into that real soon. Dehydrated is the deck I'm working on this week. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow I'll be playing Fighting Fit in a tournament setting. because it's been doing really well for me. I think I lost a couple of matches last night, but I've been winning a lot with that deck, and it's really fun to play because it gets all the cards that I need. I get out pretty quickly. This deck needs a lot of work, so let's be honest. This is not the most perfect deck, and I really want to make it better, but I also need to start opening up packs of cards in order for that to happen. It's not going to happen overnight, so it's all good though. I'm not too concerned. So this hand actually will allow me to get Frogadier out on turn, not Frogadier, Greninja. It'll allow me to get Greninja out on turn 2. So that's probably going to happen. In fact, I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. I'm probably going to have to... Yeah, I'm probably going to have to evolve now because I want to make sure that even if there's a situation where he could kill my Froakie on the first turn, I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve him into Frogadier and then use that to grab Greninja. Don't ask me why I keep forgetting Greninja's name. I couldn't tell you. It just happens all the time. Every day I'm like, what's that Pokemon again? Ninjask? No, it's not Ninjask. It's Greninja. Greninja. Come on, Blaze. You know this. So, I don't know if this person's even here. Okay, there he is. It's all good. I mean, I think yesterday I won a match. The first match I played on camera was a instant win, which is always great when that happens. So this person's probably going to try to get out Delphox as soon as possible. The downside of that is that Greninja does not have any moves that will be super effective against fire. So he's better off on the bench, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to deal any damage the first couple of turns here. I should be able to knock this Litleo out pretty quickly. And you know what, it's even... I didn't look. I may not even have Greninja in this deck. So next turn, I could knock out Litleo. We'll see. But this turn, nothing going. Nothing going. So last episode I talked about the Pokemon anime and some new stuff coming out for the anime. I did not mention that the regular anime starring Ash Ketchum is going to have... is probably going to journey into Alola, which is kind of interesting to say the least. I don't know if I like that necessarily, because to be honest with you, I'm done with Ash Ketchum. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I can't continue to follow his journey when he's nothing but it's tough. It's just really tough for me to watch him fail all the time. And I'm just really tired of watching him. So I would love very much for a new Pokemon anime to come out. Pokemon Generations is going to be really, really cool because it'll follow the games more closely, which is really what we need right now, is something that follows the game. And even if it is a situation where the protagonist is just not succeeding 100% of the time, they could do better than what Ash Ketchum does. I mean, anybody can do better than Ash Ketchum, honestly. And that's what bothers me the most, is that, yeah, he is kind of a role model for kids because, again, you can't... Only one person can be the best. That's it. One person can be the best, and everybody else is going to fall behind. And that's just how it is. I get it. But... And I understand that he appeals to kids in a way that's better for them because, you know, he'll appeal to a larger number of children who may have gone to a trading card game tournament or may have played the Pokemon video games online or something, and maybe they had a rough experience, they didn't win. It's very, very possible. So Ash Ketchum kind of appeals to those people in kind of a don't give up kind of a message. That's totally fine. I get it. I just want to see someone succeed, you know? Just for once. Just for once. So, okay. What was that going to do? Paralyze me? Oh, it was going to erase a card. So, support card. I'm going to go ahead and grab a supporter card. I don't know which one I need, though. Actually, that'd be perfect, but I can't even use it. Not this turn. It'll come in handy in a minute, though, I think. If I can paralyze him, that'd be perfect. So I think he's having a little bit of trouble getting his Delphox out. If he's not having trouble, then... Well, he's only got one card in his hand, so... He's very much relying on the next draw. The next card that he draws is what he's relying on right now. So... And he didn't get the card that he needed. So now I can heal. I feel like I missed attaching an energy card last turn. I don't think I did. I think I did it. But I feel like I may have missed it. So there's a prize card. There is a challenge over the weekend. If you knock out 42 Pokemon, I think, you get a Roaring Skies booster pack. A couple of Roaring Skies booster packs, which will come in handy. I'm going to open up a couple of packs, though, pretty soon. Kind of give you an idea of what cards I'm looking for. I definitely need a Carbink Break. And in this deck, I could use Manaphy or Shaman EX. Kind of a staple in most decks today is Shaman EX. It's almost... I figured that was going to happen. But yeah, it's almost like, you know, you don't need him in your deck, but it's super helpful if you have him. So there we go. 30 Pokemon. Knock out 30 Pokemon with evolved Pokemon. Anyway, we're moving right along to 5 more tickets here. Let me go into my collection, open up a couple packs here for you. We'll see what we get. Yesterday I opened up packs of Ancient Origins. I'm going to go ahead and open up Breakthrough today. Ancient Origins didn't really get me very much. In fact, nothing I got from that was very useful. A little disappointing. And there might be some great cards in that set. I just didn't find anything useful. So I got a Sandslash. One of my favorite Pokemon is actually Sandslash. I'm pretty glad that I got him. So we got a Break Pokemon. We got this Halucha as well. Sky Jump and then Skyward Kick. Not affected by resistance. So Chestnut Break. 190 HP. Goes on the top of your existing Chestnut. Tough Hammer's 160 damage. This Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, that's not bad. I think that the retaliation, not the retaliation, but the self-damage is something I'm not really a big fan of. With 190 HP, it won't matter too much. And of course, there are ways to heal that damage if you need to. So, Stunfisk Revenge for 20 plus. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during his or her last turn, you do 80 more damage. And then Thunder Blast is 80 damage, discard an energy card. Heavy Ball is search your deck for a Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more. So look, this artwork is just so cool. He's under a giant mushroom. I like this card a lot. Swift is 80 damage. It's not affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So Swift will always hit for 80 damage, but you can add a Muscle Band to get up to 100. That's not bad. And I think there's even a, you can even use the other items to do, 100. You can get up to 120, 140 damage with Machamp, Strong Energy, and also if it's an EX Pokemon, you can put down that Stadium card. So Fury Swipes is 10 damage times the number of heads on 3 coin flips. Flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep with Sleep Poison and this Ghastly. Remoraid. Wild River is just switch with your bench Pokemon. Pretty basic Ralts there. Pretty basic Chespin. I like this card though because it does take a little bit to power it up, but 30 damage is not bad for a basic, for a basic that has a stage 2. Let's go ahead and open up another pack here, and then we'll get into another match. You know, it's kind of funny because I don't win too much with Dehydrated in the past weeks, or a couple days, I should say. But it's kind of nice to be able to do that. So, nothing really new or exciting in this. Pinsir, I have a Pinsir. I'll get to that in a second. Staraptor is a good Pokemon. Before you, Cyclone Slash, 70 damage. Before doing damage, have your opponent switch his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. And then Brave Bird, 120 damage while doing 20 to itself. This is a pretty good card for a colorless Pokemon, and it might come in handy if you wanted to use that Winona trainer card to grab any 2 colorless Pokemon. You know, to get this on your bench quickly. Doesn't take much to power it up. 140 damage is pretty good too. The 20 to itself might be bad, but 120 damage is just so good. Saw this card, but this is kind of a shiny version of it. So, well, it's actually different. Seed Bomb is 30 damage, and then Nosh. Is that Nosh? Yeah, Nosh is heal 20 from this Pokemon. Piloswine. Push down is 30 damage. Your opponent switches his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her bench Pokemon. And then Gathering Footsteps, 30 plus. Do 10 more damage for each energy in the retreat cost of your Swinub, Piloswine, and Mamoswine. So I guess, I don't know if that stacks. I feel like that should stack. Like if you have all 3 of them on your bench, it would be for every single one. I don't know. I guess that's a good question. Maybe you have the answer and put it in the comments below. Pinsir, Overhead Throw, 30 damage. Do 20 damage to one of your benched Pokemon. I'm not a big fan of those types of attacks. Unless it does a lot of damage. Heavy Suplex, 40 plus. Do 20 more damage for each energy and your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So, could potentially do up to 80 extra damage. Most likely going to do only about 40 extra. Staravia. Quick attack is 30 damage, but do 30 more if you have a heads flip. Spritzy is Flail. Let's see, 10 damage times the number of damage counters on this Pokemon. Could do an extra 30 damage. Hippopotas. Nose Jet. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, it does nothing. So, not bad. Not bad. Meowth, Exhausted Tackle. I've talked about this card on yesterday's episode. I think it's a really cool card. Not this one. This is a different one. Sorry. So, this card's not that great. Flip a coin. If heads, do 30 damage to your opponent's Pokemon, but if tails, you hurt yourself. Cyndaquil. You're going to discard an energy attached to this Pokemon for Ember. Axew. 10 damage to itself with extra chop. And that's it for this section of opening up cards. We'll do it again a little bit later. Let's go ahead and do another Dehydrated battle here real quick. See what we get. Hopefully it's going to be a good match. You know, kind of hard to say. Kind of hard to predict, I think. This guy's name is Bluey Lewis, though. That's pretty cool. Bluey Lewis and the News. So I won. I'm going to go ahead and go first with this deck. Fighting Fit is a deck where I don't go first because I want to be able to knock out my opponent. I probably should have gone second. Just based on this hand, so that my opponent could not attack me. Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. It's actually probably better that I go first. I'm trying to get that Melodic out. I'm going to go ahead and evolve into Froakie, probably on the first turn here. That's not good, actually. I need to evolve him. I really don't have a choice, because he's going to get knocked out on the first turn. Actually, that's probably a little better, so I can grab other cards too. Even though I can't attack right now, this first attack will allow me to search my deck for any 3 cards, which is going to come in handy. It's going to come in great handy very soon. And you know what? On his turn, if I didn't evolve, he would have knocked me out. So he would have definitely attached an energy and definitely knocked me out. So I think I made the right call there. it's the best call I could have made in that situation. Otherwise, I would have just gone for Froakie's evolution and then evolved into Greninja on the turn after. But I did the right thing. So let's see. This person probably has like 50 moves he wants to do before he attacks me. That's whatever. But this card, this Talonflame is in my Fighting Fit deck, and it's such a good card for setting up. Like, you literally can get whatever you want as long as you have one energy card. It's so good. So this next turn, I fully expect him to be able to do whatever he wants. So I need to grab some energy cards because I don't have any right now. I think it's best if I get this, and I'm also going to need a... I really should get a heal card here, because he's going to get knocked out if I don't get that. Oh god, she's dead now. Dang it. Oh, that sucks. That muscle band is just priceless. Like, getting that muscle band out is so good. I feel like I've played this guy before, and he just... Oh, I haven't played him before, I can tell you that. But I feel like I played him before, and he actually got... he figured out what I was doing. That's actually an attack that I would not have thought to use. Flare Blitz. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon for 150 damage. Of course, you get that energy back because of the special energy as he has attached to him. But it's not really an attack I would have thought to do. So I'm going to have a little bit of trouble here getting... I guess I could do 80 damage, which is totally fine, but 170... I need something out there that's gonna be super effective against Talonflame. I've got options, but I can't use them yet. I'm not there yet. And that means he's gonna be able to do 150 damage every single turn. So this is not good. In fact, that Lysandra pretty much sealed the deal for me. He's gonna just run the train on me now. Nothing I can do about it. But it's funny because that's a good strategy. Like, I kind of feel like I should have Talonflame in my Fighting Fit deck, even though I don't have any fire energy. It probably wouldn't work very well. Maybe in my that's actually a really cool idea for my Emboring deck. I'll have to change the name because it's no longer boring if it's if I put that in there. But that's interesting though too, because that card doesn't have it's a fire Pokemon, but the weakness doesn't change. Its weakness is still electricity. So the Pokemon Break does not change the weakness or resistance, which is interesting. I never thought about that before. So I've got a little bit of changing to do. I think there's some things I need to change around for this deck right here. This is it's a decent deck, but recently I've been playing it and it doesn't work out very well. So there's some adjustments I can definitely make. Let's go back into the collection. I'll see if I even have Talonflame Break. I don't think I do. But we'll open up a couple of breakthrough packs. While we got a little bit of time here. Probably won't do another match in the interest of time. But if you like this video, guys, I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I do videos every Monday through Friday on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. And I try to do videos periodically throughout the weekend and things too. It's tough with my schedule, but I do try to make that happen as often as I can. So let's see what we got. This is Mega Houndoom. Inferno Fang is you may discard all fire energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, it does 80 more damage. It's only 2 fire energy, and just like we saw in that last match, if you put the special fire energy on it, you just get them right back. So that would be insane. It does evolve from Houndoom, so you do have to have a Houndoom out. This is basically a Stage 3 Pokemon, or Stage 2, sorry. And honestly, this is a really cool card. I like the way it looks. I like the attack as well. It does 160 damage. So of course you get an extra prize card for knocking out EX Pokemon. So Super Rod, shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. This is one of my pet peeves with Pokemon is the ice cream cone Pokemon. It's not a bad Pokemon necessarily, but it's just a pet peeve of mine that I don't really like it, but it is what it is. Ice Edge for 10 plus damage. You can do 30 more on a heads flip, and Icy Wind puts your opponent's Pokemon to sleep. This is a great card. I need more of these cards to be able to build a Gengar deck that I'm trying to build. That Gengar deck actually will, it knocks out a Pokemon that already has damage counters on it. So Creepshow, if your opponent's active Pokemon has 3 or more damage counters, knock it out. Pretty awesome. This actually comes in handy for that, because when you play this Pokemon, this is not so much, but there's a couple others that allow you to do damage when you evolve. This one just puts your opponent's Pokemon to confusion, so not bad. Assault Vest, any damage under this Pokemon this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon is reduced by 40 if that Pokemon has special energy attached to it. This is a very long description, to be honest, and very specific too. Sandshrew, one of my favorite Pokemon. He's actually on the left of your screen right there underneath Abra, on the border. So double scratch, flip 2 coins and do 10 damage times the number of heads. And Sand Tomb for 20 damage. Defending Pokemon cannot retreat. Inkay, 4 coins and do 10 damage times the number of heads. Faroki, very basic Faroki. Ralts. Nap is heal 30 damage. And Zorua, whiny voice. Choose a random card from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals that card and shuffles it into their deck. Dark Edge for 30. Discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. So that's the third pack we're opening today. This is the 4th pack, the last final pack I'm opening today. Again, I do want to thank you for watching. It is a pleasure to have you with me today. Again, I will be back tomorrow with another episode. Friday episode, we're actually going to do a tournament tomorrow. I'm hoping that they do a 24-ticket tournament, but I don't think they will. And I think it might even just be a standard tournament, so I don't want to do that just yet, because I did alter Fighting Fit to be a standard deck, but I'm not ready to use it yet. Noivern is a great card. Air Slash for 120. Discard any energy attached to this Pokemon. And then Tuning is shuffle your hand into your deck and draw a number of cards equal to the number of cards in your opponent's hand. Not bad if your opponent has a lot of cards. Magnemite. I don't like this ability because it makes no sense to me. I still want someone to explain this. If you have an explanation for this ability, put it in the comments below. But as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, its retreat cost is 1 less for each Magnemite on your bench. I guess, okay, so if you have 1 Magnemite on your bench, then you have no retreat cost. So it just seems like it's a lot of words to use to say what I just said. If you have 1 Magnemite on your bench, its retreat cost is 0. It's simple enough, right? And I suppose if there's an ability out there that makes this retreat cost higher, or if you have like a heavy stone or something attached to it that makes the retreat cost higher, then you'd want to have multiple Magnemite on the bench, but it's such a specific thing. I guess you have to kind of, account for every situation. So that, I guess that description does do that. But anyway, Magneton, Static Shock, is paralyzed on a heads flip. And Electro Ball is 70 damage, but you discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. Heavy Ball. Search for a retreat cost of 3 or more. A Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more. Wobbuffet. Rolling Tackle does 50. And Mirror Barrier. Flip a coin if heads prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Is that on the defending Pokemon? No. So any attack is going to be prevented. Pansage is 3 coins, 10 damage times the number of heads. Zorua. Midnight Madness, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And Dark Edge, discard a energy card. So flip a coin until you get tails and do 10 damage times the number of heads with continuous spin. We saw that Ghastly a few minutes ago. And Pikachu is Gnaw for 10 damage. Agility is also 10 damage. Flip a coin and prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon, during your opponent's next turn on a heads flip. So it's actually, it's weird that it has a steel resistance. I think that's very strange. But whatever. It's all good. that is going to be the episode for today, guys. Let me know what you think about the new Pokemon Rockruff's evolution in the comments below, and you know how you think that Pokemon Sun and Moon is going to play out as far as their day and nighttime process, I guess is the word. And then also, if you think that releasing Rockruff into the wild is a better way to evolve than just letting it level up. So anyway, I'm going to end it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow.